How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And if you were around an arcade in the 80s, you saw Sega games. Lots of Sega games. And they were really, really good Sega games, right? And about 1987, I want to say, Sega released this one, Altered Beast. And Altered Beast was, while it was in arcades, what made Altered Beast pop was the fact that it was really the lead-off hitter for the Sega Genesis. When Sega released the Mega Drive and later the Genesis, the first pack-in game for that console was Altered Beast. And the home port captured basically everything that made the arcade port, the arcade version of the game, cool, right? From the cool little cutscene when you transform to the little voice clips at different points in the game, everything about Altered Beast was just really, really cool. And we got ports for different consoles. In the US, we did not get a Nintendo console port. But there was a port for the Famicom. And it was handled by Asmik, who, if you remember very early in the year, made a little game called Conquest of the Crystal Palace. So today, we're going to take a quick look at the Famicom exclusive port of Sega's Altered Beast. Now, sadly, this Famicom port does not feature that infamous soundbite where Zeus is like, "Rise from your grave." That don't happen in this. I don't think the Famicom sound chip could really handle it. But it did some stuff pretty cool. Some stuff not so great. It handled what it could handle, and it handled it okay. The sprites are a lot smaller than the arcade and Genesis versions of the game. It plays a lot better than the Master System version of the game, which that's surprising because, you know, Master System is Sega's console. Altered Beast is a homegrown Sega game. But yeah, Asmik, yeah, this is a good little port from Asmik. They changed a couple things, so there's like a forest area for stage 2, and some of the beasts are changed. Like there's a lion in there instead of the tiger, I want to say it was. There is a shark because there's an underwater stage. There's a phoenix, which is interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. A little bit more variety than we got in the original game. And this is a lot better than that thing that Sega put on the Game Boy Advance, but that's another rant for another day. This was not great, but it was a lot better than it could have been, because a lot of the Sega stuff that got ported to the NES and Famicom did not pan out great. Just look at the NES port of Shinobi that Tengen put out, or the NES port of Afterburn that Tengen put out. Neither one was great. The NES port of Alien Syndrome was good though. Yeah, that one was good. Fantasy Zone wasn't bad. This Altered Beast, it's alright. You know, you get what you get sometimes, and nobody signed up for the NES or Famicom with the thoughts that they were going to get arcade perfect Sega arcade stuff. Nobody. You know? But yeah, if you decide you want a copy of Altered Beast on the Famicom, first of all, make sure, like I always say with imports, Make sure you have a console that can run that stuff properly, because that could be the struggle. And if you decide, prices can vary, you might actually be able to find somebody that's done a homebrew or a repro of this game to work on an NES. Famicom stuff though, I saw one copy floating out there in the ether, and it was $44. So not too bad, but for a game of quality, I would say just go ahead and get you like a Sega Genesis collection or something like that. The Sega Genesis collection on either the PS2 or the Xbox 360 / PS3, that one had the arcade and home ports of Altered Beast. So, yeah, do your homework, look around, listen. You might be able to find the arcade port for a home console, and it might work out a little bit better for you than paying $44 for this. So, there's that. But yeah, this has been the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's see. Doctor, astronaut, race car driver, star of a terrible NES game. Yep, this chick had everything covered.